Conor Murray during Clinton.
Yeah, it was. That's pretty, and it's not to say that Clinton. So here's what I think America gets lost in, Yankee, and what middle America.
Better be movies.
They keep thinking like Democrat liberal. It's not that Democrats from the 90s. It's not that they're gonna say, look, the only real reason. Sorry, not really twice, but the real reason they like Clinton is because during that era, we have had almost the most prosperity we've ever had. In that comparative, next to the industrial fucking revolution, dude, we had the rise of everything.
The only real reason why
it's not
y'all
really
like
Clinton
so bad
it's not his personality.
Was lucky enough to get his dick sucked in the Oval Office.
You're so out of it.
And got away with it.
They fucking polled people. No, dude. No, dude. And it was all over the news. People were like, no. The economy is running great. Everyone says that. That's why Trump is using that as the fucking smoke and mirrors on you. Like, oh yeah, look at the economy. Don't look at this. Look at the economy. During the time that Clinton had the investigation, his poll numbers were dropping like through the roof. They were just like tanking because it was a morality issue, right? So here's the comparative reality compared to Clinton and Trump. How did Trump eventually get out of office? Kenneth Starr found his way all the way to what? Whitewater, right? Into a thing. It went from this one thing.
You're talking about, wait, the Clintons were ahead of Whitewater.
Right, and that's how he got him out, remember? It wasn't all this other shit. It was, it depends on what your definition of is, sir. Remember that that question? The lines of Kenneth Starr started at what happened in the Oval Office, and they went all the way through lying about Whitewater, and he got impeached about lying. He didn't get impeached about fucking in the White House or fucking sticking some, and everyone was like, no, that's not cool that he cheated on his wife. No, and Democrats were like, no, we don't think that's cool. But for fucking over 8 to 10 years, the economy was gorgeous. I had everything I wanted as a middle class, white privileged kid. I had everything I could want. I had
white privilege.
Oh, you better believe it. Fuck! I had. Oh, you better believe that shit. Oh, you better.
I guess you want us to pay reparations.
No, I don't want us to pay reparations. No, but I do acknowledge, as an adult and as a human being, I do see a cultural rap on those people, and it's not fair. And
doesn't mean you was good.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like.
There might be some truth to that, but I think a lot of them use it as a poor me. Some
do.
There's a lot of prosperous people of all races.
This is coming from a guy that didn't live in the South. Just saying.
That has nothing to do with it. The South or North. No, that is comparative. That's
the majority of it's in the South.
Yes, that is. That's like, all the black widows that live underneath my house is dangerous, so I'm gonna squash them all. What the fuck kind of logic is that? So wherever you're from,
that had to do with anything?
You just compared what? Are you kidding me, gentlemen? Come on, boys. You're comparing a race of conscious people, species, human beings. Oh, because you don't live in the South.
Race.
You don't know what they're like. Are you out of your fucking mind? Have you ever heard the term generalization? Are you out of your mind? They're all that way. They're all, you live in the South.
Nobody said they're all that way. The ones that live here are away.
Oh my Lord.
I
so
agree.
There's okay.
That's true.
You want to look up? You want to look up how many things in our culture has been invented by African Americans?
Hold up.
Listen,
I am part black.
Hold up.
I don't care if you're part black or not.
Wait a minute. I traveled more than most.
And I'm gonna tell you that black people here are not the same as black people everywhere else in the country.
I agree.
That is fucking true.
And I've traveled the entire country, every single state. I know.
Okay. But
I've lived in a lot of other states.
What does that mean when I say the black man from? Okay, so let's say the man from Indiana is different, like you're saying.
Indiana. I have family in Indiana too, and there they are more racist than they are here.
Okay. So that doesn't make any sense to your point, because then what do they say about you and those black people? That doesn't make any sense. they don't all. They're all the same over there. They're not.
No, black people in
That
the
doesn't make
North
any
are not the same as black people in the South. I'm sorry.
What is
They
that?
don't have the same mentality. They don't have the same
Doesn't make any sense.
idiocies. They don't have the same
Right.
cultures. It's all different. The ones
Right.
down here are the ones that feel entitled. The ones up north are just black people. They're not even black people. They're just people.
Right.
Down here,
Right.
They make themselves different
There are some that
on
will.
purpose.
I will
No,
totally. I will wholeheartedly agree
a
that
lot of
that-
the ones that live here.
I will wholeheartedly agree with that. I can see that. But to generalize in general, just to be generalizing is we can't do
Generalizing
that.
what? I'm talking about people
my
in a
Lord.
geographical location. That's
Right.
not
So
generalizing.
it is generalizing because I would like you to follow your logic completely out and take hold on and take every specific African American that you're talking about and count them all.
First
and
off,
show
there
me.
are no African Americans.
That's right.
Um,
Are you European American?
Is that what you call yourself as a European American? And which part European? Are you Finnish? Are you Scottish? Are you? I mean, that's retarded.
Eastern
Are
European?
you?
Western
Were your
European?
parents born here? Were you born here? You're a fucking American.
That's right.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I don't agree with African American.
Why do they call themselves African American? You're not African American. You're an American of African descent.
right.
Because motherfuckers
Well,
want to
I'm
be different.
American of European descent, but I don't say that. I'm
We're
I'm
Caucasian.
also American of Finnish descent.
It's just
Scottish descent,
it's just a descriptor during.
Nubian.
It's just a descriptor during a
Well,
conversation.
that in itself.
It is not to be
is
idolized
separating
as
yourself.
as an archetype. No.
When
It-
you separate yourself and then get upset for others doing it, you are a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
yeah.
that doesn't make any sense. So
Absolutely.
when that doesn't make any sense. So when I come to I'm an American and I go to a
Right.
Polish guy, and I go to a Polish guy and I say, and I talk to them, right? And I ask him, because what you're talking about is a respective to the belief of the patriotism to the country. So I'm confused. So if I go to this Polish guy and I talk to him, and they're here in America, and they were born here, and their parents tell them, here I'm going with this. This is called pride in one's country, like you're kind of educating me about. And I talk to them, and they love Poland. They're not Polish. They're not Polish American. I mean,
well, it depends.
Hold on, because
Do
you're
you-
trying to take that definition. If that individual wants to identify themselves by saying that, like, oh, I love America,
Well, that's fine.
and they raise
Then
up
don't get
and-
upset for me
But
for not
you're taking
identifying.
away. Right, but I'm not. But what I'm trying to do is just use the identification, and here you dismissed it and you demoralized it because of your
I didn't
experience.
demoralize
Oh,
anything.
absolutely. You
What?
demoralized it by
How?
by saying that by generalizing in terms that all of those individuals use that term African American for attention. Not everyone does that for attention.
No, I
now,
said
some
when
will,
you
some
separate
might.
yourself
Yeah.
in a particular manner as saying that you are an African
Coming
American,
everyone now.
which you're not.
But what if the Polish American? I don't understand. That's not.
You're either
what if?
you don't understand. You're either Polish or you're an American. Do you hold dual
No, you're
citizenship?
not.
Do you
Yeah.
do you hold
Yeah.
dual
Oh my
citizenship?
I agree. Wait, I gotta agree with
Do
that.
you hold dual citizenship?
That's right. Only Britain and Switzerland have dual citizenships, right?
Well,
And
no, there's almost every country you can hold dual
Yeah,
citizenship,
yeah.
but you have to apply,
He's right. Yeah, he's
and you
right.
have to actually live in both
Right.
countries for a certain amount of time, or
Right,
you
for
are no
dual
longer
citizen-
that citizen.
Right. We're
When
not
you
talking
move-
about
if you move
citizenship.
away
I'm
from-
not talking about citizenship. I'm talking about the identification.
But the description
No,
sounds
it's
like
not.
citizenship.
No, it
Then
doesn't.
why even say you're Polish?
Right.
Are you
Because that
Polish?
is because Polish is
Or
not
your
Russian,
family was born
right?
in
Because
get
Polish,
this?
because Polish is
Polish
not
and
Russian, right? So Polish is not.
So he tries
there-
to kill himself. He tries to choke himself every time he takes a shower.
Right. I can see that. But that's I would say that's because I mean one is trying to define itself by its own definition.
You're not.
Very
To say you're an American.
I am an
say
American.
What? That you live in America?
Yeah, frankly, that's about it.
Okay.
Because
so
America is an amalgamation.
Why would you
right?
say that he's Polish when he lives in America and he's an American citizen?
Because the person is saying, "Oh yeah, my family lineage is Polish," right?
Good job.
I mean, you would get that from the name.
No, you get it from his DNA.
Be a namesake.
And his name.
His DNA.
Yeah,
Well,
I can
that-
see the name.
that-
Do you understand your DNA? That's your region where your
Yeah, but
lineage was from.
just because I have DNA.
Well, I have
somewhere
DNA in
there's-
the entire fucking world. So whatever.
Right.
Yep,
Right.
I'm
That
none
is
of
true.
those. I'm American.
that's
True.
right.
True. True. That
I'm
is
10%
also true.
Greek.
I mean,
That is also
if
true.
you go by that, your DNA, they have traced back to somewhere in Africa.
It's the same argument. One
Your
cannot be
DNA
removed.
has been
but,
traced back to Africa. So
Right,
we're all
it ha-
African.
right. It can right. So,
So
what
just
I'm saying
say
is
that we're all African.
But I
Right.
can't say that I'm African American though, now can I?
But I'm not
Yep.
African because I'm an American
How
citizen.
can I? How can I say I'm African American?
if you're
2%, boo. You got 1%.
if you are from the African continent and
But I'm
you're
not.
then I mean there's that
If
that's
you've
I don't
never
understand your
lived
question.
in said
Because you can do anything you
country,
want as an adult, so I don't
Don't
understand.
shoot on our
Go ahead.
Titan.
Sorry. Go ahead.
If you please.
If you've never even lived in the said country, I mean, yeah,
Right.
your family's from there,
Right. So
then I understand that. But I mean, I'm German.
right.
I'm
So it's the
I'm mostly German.
So, but when
But
the immigrants
I
first
have
came here,
German
let's say,
and I
so
have
when the first immigrants came here,
African.
they would tell you, yes, I am German American. They would say, yeah, I just came
For real.
from the fatherland, and
So
I
why
love
does
my
that matter
homeland.
now?
I love Germany. I love Germania.
Why
They'd be
does
like,
it-
oh yeah.
the whole
but
point
they're gonna
is-
be like, I'm an American, and I love American. I love the opportunity. So I
So
think it's
if
the
you
same.
go around
I think it's the
saying,
same
I'm
argument.
white, I love being white, you saying that's going to be accepted?
Not necessarily. But
Not
that's
necessarily.
not- that's another. But that's another question, and we're not even talking
You
about
can't
that.
say I'm proud to be white.
Yes, you can say.
You can say it around white
Yeah.
people.
Yes,
yeah,
you
can
can.
say it
You
around
can
white
say
people.
it. Just come down here and say it.
Yeah, come down here and say that shit. And then
I don't understand. Wait. How did we go
Come
from
down
that?
to my
How did we
state
go
and
from
say
that?
you're proud
Hold
to
on,
be
How did we
white.
go? Wait
Check
a
this
minute.
out.
I just
Hold on,
struck
check
a
this out.
nerve. Somehow you now want to talk about walking around saying that you're proud to be white. How did we go from one thing
Because
all the way
it's
to
it's
you
all
guys
connected
don't feel
together.
like you have enough fucking privilege? Like holy shit!
On the bottom of that.
Yeah, you're just
Because-
complaining about how
hey.
you can't talk about white pride or some shit.
Hey,
What?
hey,
I don't
get
care
this.
to
You
talk
can't
about
talk-
white pride. That's not the point.
Right, it's not the point. You can't talk about white pride down here,
That's
right?
right.
Because you get done up as a
You'd
racist.
be ostracized
Period.
here.
Yes, you cannot say in this region, in this southeastern United States,
Right.
especially Mississippi, Alabama, and maybe
understand that.
southern Tennessee.
With the historic right because of the history. of
They
it. I
can't go
understand.
back and say, "Oh, I'm white and proud of it." But at the same time, it's okay to say, "I'm black and proud." That's exactly what
No,
they're
that's
talking about.
celebrating.
And they celebrate that shit. And they get it's okay. So where's the white privilege in
That's what
that?
I'm saying.
I don't
That-
understand.
that's
I don't
the white
understand. I don't understand how those.
How is the white privilege even?
I don't understand. Wait a minute. That okay? You're talking so many layers. Okay, so you said because you can't say white privilege because you or white pride because you get ostracized, right?
Why can't?
But you,
okay, but why?
because
No, that
why
you
not?
would be. Not that any of us want. That's not the
Right.
point.
Right, that's understandable. So then therefore you guys understand that it is such that it is its reality, that's your historical area there. That's what is that area.
No, it's the
Sure.
people that live
Alabama,
here.
Missouri, Indiana, Texas, you're talking about states that were culturally, that are, like you just said, southern states. So here we
Take
go
the
with
Indiana
the-
was a
chicken down.
southern
Take the
state.
wolf.
So here we go. You got middle America. Unless I can go over every bit of my
Man,
history.
you got a Mason-Dixon line. You're either north or you're south. That's all there is to it.
Oh, see,
seriously.
that's
they
that's
still go
what
by
you're-
that
and
to this
that's
day.
right.
Okay, so that is what that's the cornerstone to your argument about white privilege. So until you guys down there work on that reality, there's no other way that your culture around you is going to see a change. From the outside in, the people that see is that they see the white and the blacks arguing against each other for this very same argument. Your argument that you can't preach white pride is the very same nature that they are trying to preach, I want black pride. What both parties don't understand is the very hatred of the Civil War and the oppression of each other to create that
My family was in the North during the Civil War, bro.
Well, that's fine. I don't understand what that has to do with anything. But what I'm talking about is the generality of the cultures of the counties. Every state in that area, the southern states, if you're talking about a cultural, you're talking about a southern ideology, if you're talking about white pride versus black pride, then that's coming from that type of culture. You come out to California, you don't necessarily see that. Now, why is that? Okay, so therefore it is because of these cultural ideologies of the people down there. Now, is that right or wrong?
California, go picking cotton and shit like that. Where are the cotton fields over? Where are the cotton fields at over there? What about
that? Doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it okay.
Yeah, but where's that shit at? The thing about it is too, whites and blacks, what you don't see historically because it's been erased.
That's
and
right.
It's now coming about. Whites and blacks worked together. Yeah, the
True.
white people had slaves. They even
True.
had Irish
Some white people
slaves.
had slaves.
Right.
True.
There
That's true.
There was almost as many black people that had slaves, own colored slaves,
True.
than the white people did. And even it was even if you look at it, it's even said by General Lee. He was saying that he would what was it? Wolf? You said something about he would enslave all the black people. So
No, he said He said if I could stop the war by not releasing one black person, I would.
And then, yeah. So.
What?
Lee said if I could save the war. Shit, now I can't remember. But Lee was the one. Lee was the one who was pro anti-slavery. You know, that's what it was. I would relieve every slave in the South if it would save American lives. And Lincoln said I wouldn't have released a single slave if I could.
Right.
If it would have saved lives.
Yeah, you'd have to live over here for a period of time. I'd say no less than 5 years to understand. Because it's like, yeah, okay, this was grassroots of a big part of the country because the South was so rich with money. It had textiles. It had
absolutely
crops that was being shipped out.
And not every white person was wealthy.
Right.
There was black people that had some money, and there was fucking white people that were poor.
I mean, originally slavery didn't enter as slavery. It was indentured servants. 7 years contractually born.
Right.
And then they decided, actually a black man decided that a black ex-slave sued for custody of his slave and basically set precedent to make slaves permanent.
Right. Yeah, there's some weird ironic shit like
That
that.
was a guy in New York. It was a slave owner in New York that did that. He's the one that fucked shit all the way up. He had the Supreme Court in New York rule on it, and by giving him that rule,